Welcome to the Visual RMS app. Today, we will be using images to estimate RMS for station noise evaluations. First, select your image file. The original image will be present here and a black and white image is overlaid on this graph. Next, click Optically Process. This will cause your y-axis and x-axis values to populate. The x and y points will update as necessary to scale the pixels to the image current and time scales. Note, this feature has difficulty detecting negative signs. Simply type it into the scaled value box. Be sure to cross-check the scaled values with the axis values. You can click each drop-down to change the Y scale and X scale respectively. Select which point you are modifying and click Update. Also, verify your time units. Then, hit Calculate. First, the subsect graph will show the black and white image excluding the axis. Then, a plot of all values considered data points will be visible. Confirm the scaling is accurate. Histograms of the up to 10, 2-second subsected sections will be overlaid. The RMS values for each subsect will populate here and the mean and standard deviation will also populate. These are estimated using the peak-to-peak distance of the current. We recommend using the bottom 5% of the extremes. For more information, refer to the main text. Any errors will appear in this box. You can export the data points generated by the image. Do not use this data with a traditional RMS, as the pixels are not representative of a traditional data set due to plotting with a continuous line. If ticks or graph edges are picked up as data points, the Reduce Subsect Area button can be used to increase a counter value that crops the outermost pixels out of the dataset. If the optical processing did not produce an accurate scale, first try cropping out axis names. Then, use the Manual Override tab. First, click Outline. This will automatically turn off the optical processing function. To reverse that, click this button. Once the Outline button has been selected, drop 2 points on the graph that will make a rectangle around your data points. Ensure not to include the axes. Then, hit the Select Points button to drop 4 points. The first 2 correspond to the y-axis and the second 2 correspond to the x-axis. Unlike the optically processed route, both the x and y coordinates of these points update. However, only the coordinate corresponding to the axis is used in calculation. To interact with the graph as an image again, click the Click to Move Image and Stop Outlining buttons. To recalibrate, click Reset Points. Clicking higher on the x-axis will not impact the calibration. You can edit the percentage if you are consistently under or overestimating. We recommend using 5%. Thank you for watching.